All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we are unpacking literally the hottest, most highly sought after role of the 2026 AI boom, the forward deployed engineer. We hear this title constantly thrown around by top tech companies and AI labs right now, but what exactly does it mean? Today, we're answering one simple question: FDE, what is it? We are going to break down exactly why this role exists, what these engineers actually do on a daily basis, and why they are commanding such massive attention in the industry right now. To wrap our heads around what an FDE actually is, we've got a quick roadmap. We'll look at the rise of the role, define what it is, compare it to a standard software engineer, peek into a day in the life, check out their 2026 tech stack, and finally, figure out if this is actually the right fit for you. Kicking things off with Section 1, the rise of the FDE. The sheer scale of demand here is honestly staggering. By late 2025 and accelerating right into 2026, job postings for forward deployed engineers saw a massive 5 times year-over-year increase. We're talking a 5x explosion across major AI labs, defense contractors, enterprise software companies, you name it. But, why? Well, the AI boom created this massive gap between raw capability, like just having a powerful API endpoint, and actually delivering real enterprise value. And closing that last mile gap, that requires engineers who are stationed out on the messy, chaotic front lines. See, when an enterprise buys a highly capable AI system, their internal data is usually a total mess. It's fragmented, heavily regulated, completely disorganized. You can't just hand them a software license and expect magic to happen. You need a highly skilled engineer embedded right there in their environment to actually make the product work. Which brings us to Section 2, defining the FDE role. What exactly is this person? So this concept was actually pioneered by Palantir around 2009. They used to call them deltas internally. Basically, an FDE is a hybrid software engineer who embeds directly within a customer's organization. They scope out the problem, build the solution, and deploy custom software inside live, operational environments. And I want to be super clear on this. These aren't just advisors standing around pointing at whiteboards. No, they write real production-grade code to solve a specific client's unique workflow problems right there on site. I think the crucial point is captured perfectly in this quote. An FDE is half engineer, half consultant, full owner. They own the outcome end to end. That means the job is only over when the customer actually renews their contract, not just when a cute little demo works on a laptop. If the system breaks in production 6 months down the line, the accountability sits directly with the exact same person who wrote it. Moving right along to Section 3, FDE versus software engineer. Let's really look at the core differences here. Let's think about the direction of their work. A traditional software engineer, a standard SWE, sits at headquarters. They're building scalable features inward for millions of anonymous users on a generalized product. But the forward deployed engineer, they build outward. They take that core product and build custom solutions for one specific customer. They are embedded entirely within that client's environment, navigating all the real-world messiness, the clunky legacy systems, and the compliance roadblocks that come with it. And look at how success is measured. A standard engineer's feedback loop usually runs through analytics dashboards, product managers, and slow release cycles. Their big metrics are uptime and broad adoption. But an FTE's metric? It's hitting a highly pressured go-live date and delivering a specific, measurable outcome for that one client. And their feedback loop is real-time, face-to-face, often with non-technical executives who just want to know why their system isn't working right now. Okay, let's step into their shoes in Section 4. A day in the life. Now, hearing all this, you might be thinking, wow, this sounds like an endless stream of meetings. But despite the heavy client interaction, it is so vital to note that FDEs still spend roughly 75% of their time doing hardcore technical work. They are writing production code, debugging weird integrations, optimizing AI models, and building complex data pipelines. Only about 25% of their time is split between solution design, consulting, and client relationship management. You absolutely have to be a deeply capable engineer first and foremost. But the way that time is arranged, it's wild. Their day is a high-energy exercise in constant context switching. An FDE doesn't start their morning by casually opening a code editor. They start by opening their client context. They are triaging 2 a.m. client alerts first thing. They're attending the client's daily stand-up, not just their own company's. Then they finally shift into deep production coding mid-morning. By the afternoon, it's navigating high-pressure client escalations or non-technical stakeholder reviews. And finally, before logging off, they feed all that critical intelligence back to the core product team at HQ. It is literally nonstop.
So, what tools are they using to survive this? Let's get into Section 5, the 2026 FDE Tech Stack.
Because they operate in such a unique, rapid-fire environment, their tech stack is entirely customer-shaped. For discovery and gathering context, they use AI-moderated tools like Perspective AI and Granola. For building, they lean heavily on coding agents like Claude Code and frameworks like LangGraph, using tools like BrainTrust for evaluations. Because out in the field, evils essentially replace traditional QA teams. And when it's time to deploy, they use platforms like Modal or Vercel to push code into an isolated, totally unique customer VPC in minutes. This whole architecture is designed entirely for speed, adaptation, and operating in completely unfamiliar environments.
But here is the real kicker. Discovery is actually the highest leverage layer in this entire stack. It can take up to 40% of an FDE's time. Remember, a traditional engineer inherits a neat little product requirements document. An FDE does not get that luxury. They basically have to act as their own product managers. They run deep conversational discovery to capture edge cases, weird vocabulary quirks, and actual workflow realities before they even touch a single line of code. Because, as we know, if you build the wrong thing really fast, you still fail.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 6. Is FDE right for you? Time to assess your fit. You really need a very specific temperament to thrive here. You have to absolutely love ambiguity. You have to want to see the visible, measurable impact of your code in days, not, waiting around for a quarterly release cycle. This role is strictly for engineers who are energized by unpredictable, real-time problem solving under serious client pressure. You have to treat explaining a technical trade-off to a non-technical VP with the exact same rigor that you apply to writing your actual code. And practically speaking, you can't mind hopping on a plane or inheriting someone else's absolute mess of an IT environment.
Ultimately, as you look at this career path, you have to ask yourself one provocative question to figure out if you're truly ready for this. Do you want to build the pristine product safely at headquarters? Or do you want to be the one who makes the product actually work out on the messy, unpredictable front lines? Really think about that for a second. It takes a special kind of engineer to choose the trenches, but right now, that is exactly where the greatest value in tech is being created. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.